Eskenazi.
And you are?
Manager at Western Kosher.
Very nice. So today we're here to talk to you about kosher diets, and the first thing we want to know is the name of the religion.
Judaism.
All right. And the name of the people who follow that religion?
Jewish.
All right. And the religion was said to have started?
I mean, in our Bible, it starts at the beginning of time when the world was created.
All right.
It goes from there.
And the name of the diet in which Jews follow is called?
It's called kosher.
It's kosher diet. And your religion was said to have started?
Geographically, I would say in what is modern day Israel or the Middle East.
Okay. And what are some of the things that go along with the kosher diet? Some of the dietary laws?
I mean, basically, it's restrictions on what we eat. There's many different aspects to it. Some of the more widely known or basic parts of it are we don't mix meat and milk together. We don't eat them at the same time. Mm-hmm. We'll have a separation between the two.
Okay.
We only eat certain animals. The requirement for those animals would be that they have to chew their cud and have split hooves. So,
all right.
For example, a cow does both of those things. We're able to eat cows.
Okay.
Pig, I believe, only has one of them. I think it has a split hoof, but it doesn't chew its cud, so we don't eat pig.
I see.
Fish, generally speaking, has to have scales and fins.
Mm-hmm.
We don't eat shellfish of any kind. Birds is really, they're spelled out in the Bible which birds are okay for us, but as a general rule, we don't eat birds of prey.
Okay.
What else? I think that's some of the main parts that then the animals themselves, when we eat it, either a bird or a cow of some kind, something like that, there is a way we kill it, which we consider to be more humane, which is laid out for us in the Bible, but as a basic, it's a slit of the throat with a very sharp knife right on the carotid artery, so that and it's a big, sharp enough knife that it goes through the artery and severs the spinal cord at the same time, so that all feeling is lost right away.
I see. And what are some of the possible motives for holding such a diet?
I mean, for us, it's obviously it's in our teachings. That's our culture. Mm-hmm. It does give us a certain cultural separation from everyone else.
I see.
It has been found, I guess, over time with modern scientific theories that it tends to be healthier. We tend to eat, not eat things that have a lot of trouble. It's been restricted from our diet for many years.
Yeah.
So we hope that that's the wisdom of God.
Can we start with your name, please?
Yes, my name is Thomas Abdul Salam, which I always say it means the twin servant of peace.
Okay. And where are we today?
Today we're here at the Masjid Bilal and Educational Center in Los Angeles, California.
Okay. And the name of the religion which you practice?
It's called Islam.
All right. And the name of the people who follow this religion?
The followers of religion are referred to as Muslims.
Thank you. And this religion first came about during...
Actually, the religion came around, which would be 1400, about 33 years ago from today, which for us, we call it the Hijra. It was when Prophet Muhammad first received the revelation from Allah.
Okay. And would you say that's around, that its height may have been around the 1st century?
Well, that's not correct. I mean, the 1st century would be the right answer. But it's for Christians, it's about 600 years after Jesus.
Okay, so similar, yeah. For our time frame,
okay.
It's around the 1st century. And the name of the diet in which Muslims follow?
We call it a halal diet.
And halal means?
Halal means basically, and it's not just referred to the diet, but it means anything that one does good. And so the eating of something good and pure.
Right. And the name of the doctrine which you guys follow?
Well, the doctrine, or from the doctrine comes, is what we call the Quran. And this is the book or revelation directly from God, or what we call Allah.
Thank you. And the place that the religion was started at?
Well, basically it was started in Mecca, and then Prophet migrated to Medina, and so both places are connected.
And some of the laws regarding the diets?
Well, for the most part, the diet has to be, and certain animals are particularly named in the Quran that one can eat. You can eat still eat cows, sheep, and so forth. But then it comes down to how the animal is raised, as well as how the animal is slaughtered / treated prior to.
So, what about fish and things like that?
Well, you can basically eat fish. Now, there's differences of opinion about the fish, but for the most part, anything that comes out of the sea is what we call halal. It should be scaled prior to, and then some people would say that you wouldn't eat anything that what they call a bottom feeder. And that could be shrimp, catfish, so forth. Some people.
All right. Thank you. And I understand that there are also some circumstances in which a diet can be broken.
Yes, Allah says in the Quran, particularly in cases of starvation or the absence of halal food, that one can eat something that is not halal, but do not eat so much of it that you become, I guess, we get overly stuffed or something of that nature.
And although not really spelled out in your religion, can you think of some of the reasons why this kind of diet might have been selected?
Well, the diet is really selected, and you can follow it directly from the Old Testament forward. But basically is that the diet itself, first of all, is for the actual health of the human being. The draining of the blood from the animal, trying to get as much fat off of the animal as possible, and again, what we call saying prayer over the animal as well. So, God is interested in our health. So, it's directly tied to that.
Thank you very much. So, what did we learn today? We learned that historically speaking, both religions and their diets started in the 1st century. Both religions and their diets were founded within about 800 miles of each other. Both religions have similar dietary restrictions that include rules about fish, meat, and the method of slaughter of the animals they eat. Both religions allow for their respective diets to be broken under extreme circumstances such as starvation. And finally, both diets have the same fundamental motives like personal health and ethical treatment of animals.